हाय गाइस, वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल। आई नो बहुत दिन हो चुके हैं बिना वीडियो बनाए, बट एट द सेम टाइम अपार्ट फ्रॉम वर्क एक और रीज़न ये भी था कि फरवरी में कुछ देखा ही नहीं। देयर इज नथिंग गुड दैट आई कॉट इन द थिएटर्स और ऑन टीवी। आई मीन, I should have watched this particular show that I'm going to talk about in Jan and Feb, but time नहीं मिला and I was traveling the last week, तो तब थोड़ा सा time मिला and I got to watch this show. And yeah, my God, I do want to talk about this show. बहुत पसंद आया मुझे because this is not a kind of show that I would usually watch. क्योंकि मैं रिसेंटली बहुत सारे ऐसे शोज़ को अवॉइड कर रहा हूँ जिसमें बहुत सारे ऐसे कैरेक्टर्स हैं जो बुरी चीज़ें करते हैं एक दूसरे के लिए, एंड बिकॉज वर्ल्ड में बहुत नेगेटिविटी वैसे भी चल ही रही है. देयर इज़ अ लॉट ऑफ डिस्पिकेबल पीपल डूइंग wrongful things and there are no consequences. So I have not been able to enjoy shows and movies with despicable people. So I've been avoiding shows, even very good shows like Succession and stuff like that. Game of Thrones is one of them. Although Game of Thrones बहुत पहले आ चुका था, I was never a fan of it for the very same reason. House of the Dragon मैंने थोड़ा सा देखा and I could not get into it as much. Although it was better than Game of Thrones first season, I think. Now, back to this show. The show I want to talk about is A Night of Seven Kingdoms, जो अभी आई हुई है. It's the newest Westeros show. It is set in the same universe as Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon. Although I have not yet watched any of those shows to completion. मेरा जो इस शो के बारे में जो भी opinions है, it is limited to this show as a standalone show, right? So yeah, let us talk about it. The first thing is it is a really really good show. बहुत simple भाषा में बोलूँ तो एक बंदा है जिसको he wants to do well and he is trying his best. He stumbles upon things. He's not the smartest tool in the kit, but he still has the right heart and the right intentions all the time. So that is the simplest way of putting the show. It is him struggling throughout the 6 episodes. It's a 6 episode show, almost 30 to 35 minutes each episode. I think it's a very very short show, very easily bingeable, and that is exactly what I did. Right. So talking about the show, obviously the main two characters, Egg and Dunk, Sir Dunk the Tall, are very charming in their own rights. And I think coming out of the show, Egg is going to be a fan favorite. At the same time, there's another knight in the show called Sir Lionel, the Laughing Storm, that is. I thought he was a great character. I ended up liking him way more than Sir Dunk, but that is besides the point. This is not a children's show, or there is a lot of violence when it comes to action. It is gritty in nature. It is not done unnecessarily, and there is also a little bit of nudity. So I would not say you should watch it with your parents if you're an adult. And yeah, I think apart from that, yes, I would just say कि this show is so good when it comes to dealing with masculinity, maybe the toxicity of it, and how men let loose. It is a very bro vibe wala show, which is a weird thing to say about a show set in medieval fiction land kind of a thing. But then yeah, that is exactly what this show gives to me, and I thought that was really nice. So this show also kind of reminded me of Akira Kurosawa's Seven Samurai. Not just the name, because both of them have 7 in the names, but also the kind of camaraderie we were talking about, and what it is to be a samurai or a knight in this case, and how a person grows, the character arcs, and also the team building that is clearly something we all attribute to Seven Samurai. So yeah, I think that was really nice, and I would highly recommend this if you have, I would say, about 3 hours. I think this show would be bingeable in 3 hours. Highly recommend this show. Apart from all these things, I would say the humor of this show is amazing. Um, and one more thing is the way it is shot is beautiful. The cinematography is obviously amazing. जो अंधेरे वाले shots है ना, it did not feel like they were trying to hide things. I could clearly see what was going on. So that is one thing that I really appreciated technically. Editing in this show is really good. Both the dramatic and how it is used for humor. The best thing about this show when it comes to editing is it is very modern. Although people usually keep the editing style of a period piece very normal to kind of keep the immersion. I know cameras didn't exist then as well. There is no precedent to it, but then still keeping it a very modern in terms of intercutting it and cutting it for gags and stuff like that is pretty modern. And I thought that implementing it into this particular show was really novel, and it really worked for me. The same thing goes for music choices. I think Nerdwriter has already made a video about how jazz was used in the 6th episode in the opening, and although it is completely out of place if you think about it, as an afterthought, but then when you watch the show, it doesn't feel like it doesn't belong over there. It completely gels with the vibe of the show. I think that is what this show does for me. It is not fundamentally groundbreaking, but it brings back things that work in such a way that it hasn't been done before. And that is what I like about these shows, right? Because although Game of Thrones is not for me, and House of the Dragon wasn't for me, this show definitely is. I am willing to see where this show goes forward, although I would be really happy to have it end over here as well. So yeah, I think that is it from my end for this particular video. I probably have a lot more thoughts to share about it, but then I am tired, you see. I need to take a nap. So, bye bye, guys.